Hey guys, Charyl here from Planner with a Praise. If this is your first time visiting my channel, then welcome. If you've been here before, then welcome back. And I hope you've already decided to subscribe to my channel. So by the time you watch this video, it will be on Saturday, July 25th. But I'm sitting here on Friday the 24th in front of the camera so that I could go ahead and close out my weekly expenses. So to prepare for this video, I have my financial planner. I use 4 different colored writing utensils. And of course, I need something to write with. Additionally, I do have a writing pad. And off camera, I have already taken a printout of my banking transactions for the week, starting July 18th right through today, which is the 24th of July. So for those of you who have never seen me track my weekly expenses, let me just go ahead and start by taking out this page here on my left, because this is the main page that we will be working with. So before I begin, I just want to let my new viewers know that my husband and I are debt-free, and so as a result, we track our finances pretty loosely. And so as a result of that, I'm able to track my weekly expenses on this one page. So to give you a little background, here at the top where you see the red bulletins, this is an indicator of all of our outgoing expenses for the week. And at the bottom, the green icons are an indication of money that we save each week. So I don't know if you could tell, but on the icons, there are numbers. Those represent the dates. So today is the 24th. So on each dot that has the 24th, we will be putting some dollar amount. So how I track our weekly expenses and also our savings here at the bottom is by category. So I'm going to start by just taking my notepad and dividing it into 4. So here on the top left is gas. The top right is food, which is also groceries. The bottom left is restaurant and entertainment. And the bottom right is unplanned or other expenses. So what I'll be doing is I'll be looking over to my right so that I'll be able to take a look at my banking statement, and I will be categorizing all of the transactions for the week that started on the 18th and ended today. And before I started filming, these are the colored pens and highlighters that I use to just go ahead and highlight and color code my expenses, just to make it easier when I'm looking over to my right at these transactions. So let's go ahead and start with gas. And I see that our very first gas expense was $5.47. So my husband rides a motorcycle, and during the warm season, that's his primary means of transportation. So our gas bill has been very, very low. The next gas transaction was in the amount of $6. The next one was $5.10. And that was all the gas we used throughout the week. Next up, we're going to go to food and groceries. Now for food and groceries, I use my Papermate Flare to indicate all of our food and grocery expenses. So our first grocery expense was $45.53. Then the next one was $12.16. And the last one was $32.07. So because it's summer, we do more eating out and less cooking, so our food and grocery bill is definitely low this time of the year. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and write down all of our restaurant and entertainment expenses for the week. So last Friday we had pizza and it cost us $22.76. And at my husband's favorite deli, he spent $9.53. Then we have a Wendy's expense for $10.95. And our last restaurant and entertainment was $12.36, and that was for Charyl. So lastly, we're going to go over to our unplanned and other expenses for the week. And the first one was for Michael's for $6.51. So my husband's phone broke during the week, and so we do have an expense for our cell phone, or should I say for his cell phone, and that was $36.94. Plus we had to go ahead and get a protective case, and that was $86.88. Total for that cell phone expense was $123.82. Next was a Walmart run for $6.85. Lastly was a Dollar Tree run for $4.89. So that is all of our unplanned and other expenses. So before we total these categories out, I want to bring back my planner because we did have a couple of planned expenses that I want to make sure is in the monthly calendar in my financial planner. So one of the planned expenses that we had during the week was for my driver license renewal, and it ended up being $80.50. So I'm just going to go ahead and notate that. Then there was our solar energy bill for $69.22, which I see I already recorded, but it was paid during the week from the 18th to date. So our church opened back up last Sunday, and I did tithe, which I do not record in my financial planner. For me, tithing and offering to my sanctuary is definitely private and will continue to be so. So when I do my budget with me videos, you will see that I definitely will write down tithing as one of our monthly expenses, but I will not record the dollar amount, and that is just a personal preference of mine. So my Instant Ink subscription was $10.85. That was also planned. I'm just going to pause for a minute just to give you a little bit of background on what I'm doing here. So at the beginning of the month, I prepare my monthly spread for all of our bills and payments. And anything that is recorded here on the monthly spread has a specific due date. In the sidebar, I record monthly bills that have variable due dates. So say, for example, my Easy Pass, it is paid monthly, but the due date varies based on my Easy Pass use. Okay, so anything that is on my monthly spread either has a specific due date, so it's an anticipated expense that happens month after month after month. For example, our utility bills, my cell phone bill, those are monthly bills that have a specific due date. The sidebar is the monthly bills that do not have a specific date that they are due, but I can expect them to be paid each month. Now, my weekly expense tracker is for the money that we use from Saturday to Friday. It's in categories: our gas, our food and groceries, restaurant and entertainment, and our unplanned expenses. Now, our unplanned expenses is basically our Liberty spending, I like to call it. It's that pocket money, I guess some of you will call it. That's what this top category represents. The dollar amount varies, where we are spending our money varies, and so at the end of the week, we just go ahead and record our spending habits for that week. The reason why we do this is so that we can always have a snapshot of what we are spending each week. If we find that we are spending too much in any given week, it lets us know that we need to go ahead and curtail our spending. And this allows us to continue to have good spending habits. Now, prior to February, before we became debt-free, we were doing a very detailed budget. Now that we are debt-free, now that we have learned some really good financial habits, we do not detail our budget anymore. However, it's not to say that we are not aware of what we are spending on any given week. Okay, thanks for listening to that. And now we're going to go ahead and calculate those categories. So I'm going to start with gas. And gas was a total of $16.57 for the week. Next is our food and grocery bill. And that's a total of $94.76. Thirdly, we have our restaurant and entertainment. And that total is $55.60. So the last one we have to do is our unplanned and other expenses. So before we do our unplanned and other expenses, I just want to let you know that I was able to find another $6.85 of unplanned expenses. So I went ahead and added that to this category, and now I'm going to go ahead and calculate it. So our unplanned and other was $142.07, which is a little high, but remember we had to put out $123 to replace my husband's cell phone. So typically it would not have been that much. So now that we went ahead and totaled up each category, we're going to go ahead and put that amount next to the coordinating date. So for gas, it was $16.57. Food and groceries was $94.76. Restaurant and entertainment was $55.60. And then our unplanned expenses for the week was $142.07. Okay, my friends, we're halfway there. So now at the bottom of this page is where we record all of our savings. So each week we put away $60 into our emergency fund, and I'm sure that most of you are aware of what an emergency fund is. If you're not and you want some information on what an emergency fund is, go ahead and comment below. Next up is our money challenge. We put in $60 this week, and a money challenge is a individual savings account that both me and my husband have, and each week we put a specific amount into our individual accounts. The total of that for the week was $60 between the two of us. If you want more information on the money challenge, please go ahead and comment below, and I will do a video explaining that as well. Next up, here in the bottom right where it says tax reserve, each week we put $131.30 into that account, and the purpose of this account is to save money throughout the year for our anticipated tax bill during tax season each April. Now, my friends, this is where we're going to pull out our calculator again, because our money market deposit each week does not have a fixed amount. It varies, and it's based on money not needed in our current checking account to date. So to decide how much we want to deposit in our money market account, we take the current balance in the account, which right now is $2,695.08. And then we go ahead and we subtract $300 each week. That $300 represents the minimum amount that is allowed to be in our checking account. Then we subtract any transactions that are pending, whether it's a check that's still out there, if we made a purchase using our debit card and it hasn't hit the account, those are pending transactions. And we always know if there's a pending transaction because it will show up when I print out our transaction sheet to prepare for our weekly expense recording. And that amount is $5.96 and $16.82. So the total amount pending is $22.78. Then we consider how much money we need to carry us from tomorrow into next Friday. So for the next 7 days. So we take an estimate on how much money we need to carry us through the week, including any outstanding bills that need to be paid during the week. So today being the 24th, we still have 4 outstanding bills that need to be paid. They are Verizon for $174, Weight Watchers for $21.67, our auto insurance, which is $247.15, and our mortgage, which is $1931.84. So let me pause again and let you know that our mortgage comes out of a separate account. So it's not included in the money that's coming out of the checking account that we're dealing with today. But I just wanted to make note for myself mostly that the mortgage payment is due. So let me just go ahead and tally up these 3 expenses. And that total is $442.82. So now I'm going to take the $300, the $22.78, and the $442.82 and add those together. And that totals $765.60. Now, we take our starting balance of $2,695.08 and subtract $765.60, and we get a total of $1,929.48. One thing I forgot to do was add in our Liberty spending allocation. So I'm going to go ahead and take away $300 from this $1,900. And after I take away that $300, our new total is $1,629.48. That is the amount that we will deposit in the money market for this week. So my friends, this is the way we do our weekly expense and budgeting from one week to another. Perhaps it's complicated, I don't know. But if you did like this video and you kind of feel like you did learn something, please comment below and hit the like button. If you want to see more content like this, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. This is Charyl from Planner with a Praise saying peace and blessings.